How's it guys, and welcome to Kavi's Auto Reviews, and this is the brand new 2023 VW Tiguan R-line. The Tiguan's appeal is wide-ranging as a result of its classier image. In high-spec form, it could be seen as an alternative to the Volvo XC40, Mercedes GLE, Audi Q3 and BMW X1. In lesser trims, it can be an alternative to a higher-spec Nissan Qashqai or Renault Kadjar. While sitting between the smaller T-Roc and larger Touareg in the VW lineup, the Tiguan has become a very popular compact SUV in South Africa and is a combination of style and practicality. And this is what the latest generation has to offer. So starting with the exterior, you will notice the main changes compared to the previous model is at the front. The R-line has an updated front bumper with an aggressive and sporty design, having both gloss black and chrome accents. It has a new front grille, and the R-line badging and VW badging has also got a revamp. Another big change is the headlight design. Really nice LED daytime running lights in this sort of L-shaped look, and a neat feature of an additional cornering light that comes on when turning. This example is spec'd with the upgraded IQ Matrix LED headlights, which are actually really effective. They are super bright and you actually notice the adjustment of the beam when there is oncoming traffic or road signs ahead. A worth it extra in my opinion. As you can see, this one is also spec'd with parking sensors. However, it does not have the 360 exterior camera system, which is an additional cost. The side profile has subtle changes to the previous model. It still has these black plastic wheel arches, roof rails up top, chrome trim to match the front design, and more aggressive side skirts for the R-line kit. The wheel options are also similar. It comes standard with 19-inch alloys, however this one is packed with the upgraded 20-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. It does have new R badging on the side fenders. This example is also spec'd with the panoramic sunroof, which I think really completes the look of the exterior and complements the R-line kit really well. The rear still has its charming yet sporty design. Like previous years, it has a more aggressive rear bumper and spoiler for the R-line kit, and chrome trim to match the rest of the exterior profiles. There are some updates, like this new look LED taillights and VW badge, as well as the Tiguan name now showing on the rear, which seems to be a trend on all new VWs. One thing they definitely should have changed is this fake exhaust tip design on the rear bumper. Now the new Tiguan R does come with real exhaust tips, which look much better, but these fake ones on the 1.4 and 2 liter TSI variants are unnecessary and the only flaw I find on the exterior design. Besides this, I think it's an overall very attractive vehicle, and in my opinion it's easily one of the best looking cars in the current VW range. As we move to the interior, we can open up using the keyless entry feature, which is also an optional extra. It also has this cool illuminated door sill with R-line badging. Once inside, the first thing you'll notice from a driver's perspective is how comfortable and spacious the cabin is. It does not feel like a very large vehicle like other SUVs do. It has a more comfortable sedan feel with better headroom. The seats are very nice, soft and supportive, and they have a very sporty look with this black leather and light grey stitching and piping, as well as R badging embroidered into the backrest. This example is spec'd with electrically adjustable seating with 3 memory settings, which is an optional extra as well. The words optional extra is something you'll be hearing quite often because VW and other manufacturers alike, particularly German ones, love making you pay for extra features you would think should come standard for vehicles at this price. The next thing you'll notice is the build quality is very good. A lot of soft touch materials used on the door cards and the dashboard, as well as other places of contact. On the door cards, you also have this nice leather finish with light grey stitching and the sort of grey carbon fiber look on the trim, accompanied by this very nice ambient lighting. On the driver's side, along with your standard window and mirror controls, you also have this button to open up the electric boot, as well as some storage space and a bottle holder. The lower part of the door cards and dashboard has a bit of hard plastic, but overall the interior has a premium feel. Straight ahead of you, we have this new designed leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel, which I think is one of the nicest upgrades to the previous model. It has a very comfortable yet sporty feel, good grip points, flat bottom, new R badging and new VW badging that has this black chrome finish. The steering controls are now touch sensitive, which gives it a much more cleaner, modern and sleek look. However, one drawback you'll notice is that it's easy to mistakenly change your music track or station or adjust the volume in error while turning because of the touch feature. Just behind the steering wheel, there is a clear high-resolution digital cluster. It has a fully digital speedometer and rev counter. You can also view your driving mode, vehicle info, trip info, consumption, and a lot of other useful information on this display. To the right of the steering wheel, you have your light adjustments. As I mentioned, this has the upgraded IQ LEDs. Just below that, there is a small storage area as well. To your left, you have an 8-inch infotainment screen that is high resolution as well as very responsive. You can also go through your various vehicle settings and driving modes. Also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay that's wired, and it displays a clear rear view camera when reverse gear is engaged, which is actually an optional extra as well. Just below that, we have our controls for the heated seating, which again is an optional extra. Got your dual zone climate control as well, and this fresh look sleek haptic touch that's also on the controls like on the steering wheel. Now, with VW implementing this new touch sensitive controls on a piano black finish, you may pick up many fingerprints and smudges after a while. Thankfully, there is this useful and decently sized center console storage area where you can keep things like a microfiber cloth, for example, to wipe off all those annoying stains. Just below the climate controls, you have two USB-C charging points that also you can use to connect with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and a smaller storage area. In this example, it is also a wireless phone charger, which of course is an optional extra with the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system, which is actually quite nice. The sound is crisp and clear and well balanced. Then further on, we have a gear selector which has a premium feel as well, engine start stop button, electric handbrake, anti-roll control, park assist controls, and the drive mode controls, which I'll tell you more about later on. There is also two large cup holders in the center console. Over on the front passenger side, you have a door card similar to the driver side with some storage areas and a bottle holder in the door pocket, a decent sized cubby storage area, and a storage net on the side of the center console. As you can see, the panoramic sunroof makes it feel very airy and spacious and lets a lot of natural light into the interior. I highly recommend this optional extra. The sunroof controls to open and close the electric sunshade and sunroof itself are up top next to the interior and reading lights. I noticed this does not have the small storage area to keep your sunglasses, which is often found in this section. I'm not sure if it's because of the sunroof. As we move to the back, you will notice this little storage area next to the seat, which is actually quite handy, especially if your phone or other valuables falls or slips out of your pockets. When you jump in, you will notice that it is just as comfortable as the front. There is a storage area in the door card, as well as the same finishes, trim pieces, and ambient lighting found in the front. I am 1.75 meters tall and I have left the driver's seat in my driving position. As you can see, there is a lot of legroom as well as good headroom. There is a hook to hang things up top. There's rear climate controls, USB-C port, and a 12-volt charging point. The back of the front seat also have these convenient storage pockets. A armrest is built into the center seat with two cup holders, as well as ISOFIX points to install a child seat, like we have right next to me. So this is definitely a very family-friendly vehicle. This example is a 5-seater variant. There is also a 7-seater variant called the All-Space, which is about 10 centimeters longer on the outside and has an additional row of back seats for 2 more passengers. This one also has a cool feature that allows you to open the boot by swiping your leg underneath the vehicle, in case your hands are full. It has a practical boot size of 520 liters. And you can expand that to 615 liters if you slide the back seats all the way forward. There are smaller storage areas on the sides of the boot with lots of luggage hooks and tie-down points. There's also a 12-volt charging socket if you need to power anything out of the boot. There's a release to drop the back seats, and this example is also spec'd with a tow bar. You pull on this release and then you simply secure it in place. Likewise, to put it away, you pull on the release and push it back into its fixed position. There is also a spare wheel that houses the subwoofer for the Harman Kardon sound system. Also an emergency triangle kept in this area on the boot lid. Under the bonnet, it is equipped with a 1.4 liter turbocharged inline-4 petrol engine that produces 110 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque, and it powers the front wheels only. If you want 4Motion, the all-wheel drive variant, you'll have to spend another 68,000 Rand for the 2 liter turbo petrol, which produces 162 kilowatts and 350 newton meters of torque. And if there's still not enough power, there is also a Tiguan R, which features an uprated turbocharged 2 liter petrol engine that develops 235 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. This 1.4 TSI variant is not overly exciting. but it does have all you need for daily use. There is minimal turbo lag and has a decent pull when it gets into its torque band. It has a claimed 0 to 100 kilometers of 9.7 seconds and a claimed top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The fuel consumption is claimed at 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers. However, practically it averages better consumption, closer to 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The steering is light and responsive. It has a good turning circle, so it is very easy to park and maneuver, and it's a very relaxing and easy vehicle to drive in general. The Tiguan 6-speed dual-clutch gearbox is as good as any automatic transmission, and better than most CVTs in the segment. The overall refinement of the engine and transmission is a good combo, which is one of the reasons why the Tig's cabin is so quiet. There are also 4 drive modes, which can be selected through the button in the center console or on the touchscreen. There's normal mode, which is the default setting and the balance between power and economy. Eco driving mode, which optimizes your engine and gearbox performance to save fuel, and it even reduces your air conditioning's power consumption as well. There's sport mode, which modifies steering torque and produces a faster response with the accelerator pedal, steering and front lighting system. It also activates the seatbelt tensioners and switches the dual clutch gearbox to S position. There's individual mode, which lets you customize your setting according to your own preferences. So you can tweak things like steering and accelerator pedal response, dynamic cornering and adaptive cruise control. Something I think is cool is that the ambient lighting colors change for each driving mode. White is for normal, blue for eco, red for sport and purple for individual. So in terms of price, the entry-level 1.4 TSI starts just over 600,000 Rand. The highest trim level, the R-line 1.4 like this one, starts just under 750,000 Rand. The R-line 2-liter variant starting price is just under 820,000 Rand. And at the top of the range, the Tiguan R is well over a million Rand, especially when you start adding on extras. This particular example of the 1.4 R-line with all its extras costs 800,000 Rand. So the Tiguan and all the features you would most likely want will definitely stretch the bank. But is it worth it? Well, although it does have a lot of rivals now, so there's a lot of options to choose from at each price level, you'd struggle to find anything as rounded as the Tiguan. Remember a time when the default option for a family car was the VW Golf? It ticked all the boxes with a classy image, spacious cabin and a feeling of quality. In my opinion, the Tiguan gives off the same energy, but this time with more space and comfort. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.